Hi, I'm outside having a walk. I'm about to go and do some big grocery shopping with this IKEA bag. And I want to make a video because this is something I run upon very often. And this is about real life trolls. Not those on the internet. I mean real life trolls. Those people who actually see problems for every solution. Those people who always nitpick every sort of straw man piece in everything you do in your individual life. And why do I call this real life trolls? It's basically because, you know, if we take a look at the internet, we always talk about the trolls, the anonymous accounts, the hate and all that, but that's nothing. That's easy to clean yourself from or just to ignore. But real life trolls are people at your workplace, people in your family. It can be your wife, it can be your husband, it can be your children. Maybe not children. They are the ones who are not trolls, but it can be your family, friends, anyone. And the reason is people chain themselves up very much to other people's opinions, and to sort of reinvestigate your current social situation might cost you lots of maybe despair, basically, if you realize your social group is holding you back, basically, or your workplace is holding you back, or anything. So it's a lot easier to just be bitter and, to use bad language and complain and, just be ruthless to yourself. And this is all happening in many people's lives, in a masquerade, sort of, because when things are blatant, when things are so obvious, like, to take this sort of example of internet trolls, that's easy to talk about, but when you consider your own situation, your own life, that's very difficult, because perhaps you might, as I said, reinvestigate your social environment that you've been investing upon for the last 10, 15, 20 years, or how I don't know, if you're older, it can be even more years and more investment. And when I talk about investment, I don't mean money, I mean basically social whatever, socializing and all that. And the thing is, people always talk about the deathbed, the research that's been done over and over again. What do people feel bad about when they die or something? It's always, I should have done this, I should have done that, now it's too late, or I shouldn't have listened to them, I should have just gone my own way. And it all seems like a cliche, and I've been talking about this in another video where I said we need to bring back those cliches and basically reclaim that and go our own way. And that is not so very easy, because in this environment we live in, it is very harsh for the person who is not able to be a lone wolf. Everybody needs to be a lone wolf sometimes. You have to go your own way. For example, if you look at, the Indian tribes, the spiritual Indian tribes. No, sorry, the cliche, the Indians, the spiritual tribes of the world. There is something about that, because every tradition, even in the Balkans here, even in Scandinavia, even on the native tribes of America, people had a tradition, you send the young people out there for some trials or something. You have to sort of experience your own power, you have to experience your own winning and losing. You have to go your own way and realize that you need to be a hermit and also be in the midst of this urban environment you live in. Because if you're just stuck in that urban sort of socializing, pressuring environment, that's bad for you. And you need to break free of that. And this is something I've done, but I always come to think about this because I've met so many people at various points in their life, and what strikes me is young people, I don't worry so much about them because they have a life still, so they can explore every possibility. They can break themselves free and really try out lots of stuff and go about their own vision. Older people, not old, I mean, they seem to sort of look back and realize, life wasn't what you what it was meant to be and all that. But unless you have sorry, unless you have been to a place, for example, where there has been a war and tragedy, you have no reason for that. And another thing is, people like to be victims these days. People like to victimize themselves. And this is funny because for each year we get a new category of victimhood. You know, back in the days it used to be, you know, women's rights, which is obvious. That's a good thing. It used to be, you know, real racism and all that. But now it's everything. It's toilets. It's language used in books. It's everything. And people always have this sort of ability to lay back, go back to their straw man ideology, their straw man intelligence, and just whine and complain about stuff. But really, you hold yourself back because you're stuck within yourself and within your social context, which you have created, which you provide. For example, just as you pay taxes to the government, you're part of it. You can change it. You can engage. You're a slave, but you also get some freedoms. You know, win and take, win-win, take and give, whatever. That's also in real life, and people fall under this sort of thing that you know, something is holding you back. Nothing is holding you back besides yourself. And this is because we don't explore loneliness. And I just read an article, and this is interesting because science often comes hand in hand with these sort of spiritual realizations. Emptiness is not just vacuum. It's not a void of anything. They realize emptiness, vacuum in space, it's actually something. So we're always filled with something. Being by yourself will always involve something, and people are afraid to let go. And when you let go, when you empty yourself, guess what? You can fill yourself up with lots of beautiful things in your life. You can change your life and then get back to those same groups of people that were used to sort of seeing problems in everything you wanted to do. And with that, you're not, you know, doing some vengeance or sort of proving anything. No, you've inspired yourself and them to actually do something. And with all the possibilities modern day life gives us, we have less conflict, less poverty. We have, you know, the world is getting better. No matter how much you read the news, it is getting better. It's all possible. And whatever you seek in life, you can get it. It doesn't have to be something gigantic. It can be whatever you want it to be. And this is what strikes me. And, you know, why do I make a video like this? It's because I can't go and sit personally and talk to every person I've encountered that's been in this situation I'm talking about. And we've all been there, sort of. But I can make a video, and maybe somebody will see this and sort of feel a boost that day, or that few minutes this video lasts. So that's that for this. I have to go and shop some groceries and feed my family and enjoy the old town here in Mostar. So all the best and take care. Ciao.